This video is being brought to you by Cutting Edge Gamer. If you upgrade graphics cards often, Cutting Edge Gamer is the perfect option for you. Lease the newest graphics cards on the market, such as Nvidia's RTX 20 series, for a low monthly payment. Click the affiliate link below in the description to find out more.
So a Swedish retailer, Media Market, has the PlayStation 5 up for pre-order. You can have yours for over $1,000. I don't think that's the real price, but let's get into it.
Skip it up and that up.
So we know both the next-gen consoles, Xbox Scarlet and PlayStation 5, are going to be beasts. They're going to have the Zen 2 architecture for the CPU, which I now, because I have a 3900X, am familiar with how powerful those processors can be. Now, granted, they're not going to be 12-core processors. They're going to be 8-core processors in both the PS5 and Xbox Scarlet, but even if they're like the 3700X, those processors are going to be a hell of a step up from the garbage that was inside the PS4 and Xbox One with those Jaguar cores, which were super anemic. And we also know on the graphics side of things, when it comes to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Scarlet, it's going to be based on AMD. I keep on wanting to say NVIDIA, but be based on AMD's Navi architecture, or RDNA. And there's going to be ray tracing hardware baked into both consoles. And it's going to be pretty crazy, man. They're definitely going to be more of an exciting step up from the PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 and Xbox One to Xbox Scarlet than we saw from the 360 and PS3 to the PS4 and Xbox One. I was always underwhelmed with the launch PlayStation 4 and especially the launch Xbox One, but it seems like Sony and Microsoft are making up for things this time when they're launching their 9th gen systems. But due to the impressive specs, or fairly impressive specs I should say, that we hear coming with the next gen systems, a lot of people are wondering what the hell the price of these things are going to be. Are they going to be $400 like when the PS4 launched back in November of 2013, or $500 when the original Xbox One launched, when they tried to shove Kinect down our throats? Or are they going to be even more expensive? Are we going to be spending $600, $700, or maybe even more? Well, according to Media Market Sweden, they have the PS5 up for pre-order. If you already want to pre-order one, you can, for the super cheap price of $1,050 US. Now I'm actually looking at the Swedish Media Market site, and yeah, it goes, the PlayStation 5, you can now pre-order it for 9,999 Swedish krona. And luckily, Google Chrome was able to translate it, and this is some of what the Media Market pre-order site for the PlayStation 5 says. PlayStation 5, this is, I mean, it's not sketchy, I guess. Hey, if you really want to plunk down over $1,000 to definitely make sure you're one of the first that has a pre-order for the PS5, have at it. PlayStation 5 is rumored to have 3rd generation AMD Ryzen processor and SSD storage. It is said to be backwards compatible with PS4 games. They're going by like the same rumor articles that we all go by, including me. Pre-book today and secure PlayStation 5 upon release. Note, PS5 info is temporary and can be changed for release. No kidding. Then they go into the specs that I've talked about before: Zen 2, Navi GPU, ray tracing, like I just said, SSD storage that's faster than what's on PCs right now, 3D audio, all this. It's just funny, all this stuff I've heard before. And that's what they're basing this pre-order on. So if you have that kind of cash money just to burn, even if it ends up being a hell of a lot cheaper, but you just definitely want to make sure you get your hands on a PS5 before anybody else, and you're in Sweden, give them those 9,999 Swedish krona, and you're good to go. Now, like many other people have said, I don't think the PlayStation 5 is going to be $1,000. Even with tariffs and China and blah, 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 blah. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that this is just a placeholder, and it's just a retailer trying to get people to place pre-orders so they already have their money. It's that simple. And what I really think, I'm still sticking to the fact that I think that both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Scarlet are going to be $500, $600. Worst case scenario, I'm thinking $700. And though anywhere between $500 and $700 is believable because of the specs that are going to be inside of it. To make a PC that's equivalent is about that money, if not a little bit more. And if they're truly giving you an 8-core 16-thread Zen 2 processor with AMD next-gen Navi graphics, or now current-gen because you could buy a Navi GPU now, and they're adding ray tracing, because I have a 5700 XT, And I'll tell you right now, there's no ray tracing hardware baked into it. So if they're actually adding hardware ray tracing into the next gen consoles, it's going to make even more money, cost even more money, and we're still getting optical drives. So I could see them costing about $700. They may take the loss and go with like $650 or $599, but $700 isn't out of the question. Do I think it's a good idea to sell it for $700? But then again, like I've said before, corporations have conditioned the consumer to be more willing to spend more money. Like we saw the PS4 Pro, when that came out, that was $400. The PS5, the Xbox One X, when that came out, that was $500. And now we're going into next gen where the Xbox Scarlet's going to be 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X. So people might be willing to plunk down that $600, $700. As I'm a PC gamer, I'm used to it, but the console consumer may be a sticker shock for them. Maybe not as much of a sticker shock as it was when Sony announced the PS3 for $600, but still $700 is nothing to sneeze at. But I can guarantee you that both the PS5 and Scarlet will not be over $1,000 like this Swedish retailer is taking orders for right now. They're just taking placeholder orders, and the reason why they have the price high is to cover their asses, because if they're like, oh, the PS5 is $400, do a pre-order right now, then it would just be a mess. Not that they wouldn't make people pay the extra money when they went to go pick up their PS4 if it was $600 or $700, but in their eyes, it's just easier to say, hey, plop down $1,000 now, and if it's cheaper, we'll just give you the money back. So don't worry. Next-gen consoles may be more expensive than current-gen consoles, but they're not going to be over $1,000. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.